Welcome back. And so it's the Friday edition, of course, and it's time to wind down with something soft but very inspiring. Peter Adeleke joins us. He is a Nigerian-Canadian who has earned the Guinness World Record for the longest teaching lesson, 28 hours and 45 minutes in Calgary, Canada. Hi, Peter. It's good to see you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
You just came in from Canada, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow. Fantastic. Welcome back home.
I'm still jet lagging.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So what was it like? 28 hours and 45 minutes. First of all, what inspired you to embark on this journey?
Yeah, thank you. Over the years, I've been, I like to change the narratives of leadership. And for me, it's all about raising leaders that would not just lead with their head, but would lead with their heart. Empathy. For me, it has always been about raising leaders that will not just serve during their time, right, but will shift the course of time. So that passion has been there in me, and breaking the Guinness World Record was a way to show and demonstrate my commitment to deepen leadership education and raising the bar in leadership development. And that's why I embarked on that.
And so I imagine that for every Guinness World Record holder, there's always a form of mental preparation ahead of, the challenge, because there's going to be, a long, expansive time spent trying to achieve it. So how did you prepare? And, what was it that held you for 28 hours and 45 minutes?
So, thank you so much. For me, I had mental preparation. It's a mind thing, right? I'm talking about transformational leadership, and for me, it is not just what happens to you, it is what happens in you. You can't give what you don't have. So first of all, I had mental preparation, preparing. By the way, I have a master's in leadership, so I've been doing this over the years too. And then I had physical preparation too. I went to the gym, to build resilience. I had to sustain that gymming, so building the capacity for me to be able to do that. Yeah, I had preparations, meetings with my crew, my team members, and I prepared my lesson notes. I got the Guinness guidelines, and then I had to submit my lesson notes for pre-approval, going through all those things too. It was a great time. And, when you like something, you would put in your best and you would deliver results.
28 hours, 45 minutes.
Yes.
That's how long it took you to set the record in August. And I kind of like the approach. So you didn't cook jollof. You didn't dance. So there are different areas that you could actually break a world record, but you chose leadership. I don't know how many people hooked up to it live, how many people were there physically, but in terms of impact, looking at your bio, you studied in Lagos, you studied University of Lagos, I believe.
So I did my first degree microbiology at OAU.
OAU. Then your MBA, I think you started in Lagos,
yes, University
of Lagos.
Before I traveled to
Before
Canada.
You traveled, fantastic.
Yes. Yeah.
So you see Nigerians start in Nigeria, go out there, do great stuff in the area of leadership, science, business, and all of that. So maybe you give us a little bite about leadership on the program today, because I'm excited about the world record, but I'm more excited about the impact that you hope to have. So what is that one thing that you think we can get right when it comes to leadership that you think we've not really scratched the surface yet?
That's in Nigeria.
Oh, absolutely. That's
a very, very interesting question, because one thing that is common in every sphere of life is leadership. If you look at the 7 spheres of influence, for instance, media, politics, governance, entertainment, the common thread there is leadership. But as sweet as that word may sound, right, not many people understand what it truly takes to be a great leader. And that's because leaders are not just born, they are made. So reflecting on the challenges of why the system in Nigeria is like this, I believe it's because Nigerian leaders have failed to, close the gap between capacity and potentials. That's very important. Once we can close that gap, there will be a great change.
Capacity?
And potentials.
And potentials. So when you say capacity, is it like the capacity of the people or the leader himself? When you say potential as well, is it the potential of the people, resources? How do we connect it in that sense?
Nigeria is blessed with great human capital, great human resource, and natural resources. I know you know that, right? But the leadership issues has been like the main challenge in Nigeria. Talking about overcoming poverty, you should not just overcome poverty from a lens of charity, giving palliatives, or giving rice, or giving that, because you need to address that from a lens of justice. Justice is something that would, change the systemic issues. You're changing the narratives, right? When you address based on charity, you are alleviating poverty. But when you address based on justice, you are saying that people deserve, a great right to live with dignity. So capacity and potentials of leadership has been the issue. Where we are and where we ought to be, it just requires us to close that gap, and we'll get there.
Impressed by the record you've created. Where does this lead you?
That's a very great question. Still the same thing. For me, it's about raising the bar in leadership development. I was reading about Harvard Business Review, and they said that global companies spend as high as $60 billion annually for leadership development programs. Annually. And that tells us that delay in leadership development is a down payment for tomorrow's crisis. For me, it's about raising and empowering people, leaders that would not just serve during their time, but will shift the course of time. It's about creating a ripple effect, something that would, speak with time. So for me, it's about, continuous teaching and equipping people to become better part of themselves.
And so Jeffrey's question is quite significant, and the Guinness World Record may be a springboard for that destination that you envision. So has it, shone the light, positioned you, brought the opportunities that you require to express the ideal form of leadership that you envision?
Thank you so much. Yes, for me, what I'm doing right now, I'm representing Africa on the global stage. So it has given me that spotlight to keep carrying on the same message of transformation. Going back to your question, I believe that Nigeria needs an urgent economic reawakening. And that is very important. The cost of living is high.
Yeah.
There is low buying power. If you look at the capital per income, you see that there's a lot of changes from what we are from 3 years ago and now. So there's need for that, national transformation is what we need at the moment in Nigeria.
So you're not joining politics in Nigeria?
For me, well, I will do what God will have me do.
Oh, okay, you're getting there. You're getting to become a politician. But that's great.
Yeah.
All right. We must anchor at this point. We are spoiled for choice, and would have loved to ask, if you're going to be serving in the economic space or, political space. But you have our best wishes as you continue your expression in the leadership space. Peter Adeleke is the Guinness World Record holder for the longest teaching lesson held for 28 hours and 48 minutes. Thank you for your time on the program.
Thank you so much.